Hey, so I just wanted to talk about what is happening in some of my sessions at the moment. Something kind of new has been happening, this kind of energy that just wasn't happening before. And it's kind of like a mixture of light energy and this other kind of energy that's, at the moment I'm calling like Shiva energy, because I don't know what else to call it, but really I'm just using these terms because I'm just myself trying to figure out what this is and what it means, and I'm just trying to figure stuff out myself. So basically this energy, it's only really started in like the last, basically since the beginning of the year. I mean, it came in a little bit before, not as strong, and then something happened at the beginning of this year. Something shifted, and just the light energy that comes in, and the way I see it, it kind of like sometimes comes in through people's crown chakras, sometimes it comes in through all of the chakras. So when I'm in a session, people are lying down on the floor and I can see this energy come in kind of from above, coming into their system and into my system. So sometimes I see it coming into their system, but when it comes into mine, it feels like it's coming in, but I'm also giving it out. But people that come to me have said that they have noticed a difference too, just in the last few months, that something has shifted, the sessions feel deeper, that something's going on. So I've been trying to express how this is looking and feeling for me. But when the light energy comes in and it comes through me, it feels really like a warmth, like a feeling of unconditional love, like a kind of feeling of peace and okayness. There can sometimes also be this kind of devotional energy that sometimes comes up in me, but I think that might be more to do with how I'm connecting with it, because I don't know if other people are experiencing that same devotional feeling, but I'm sure it's possible. And really it just feels kind of like, I suppose, a kind of higher presence, God, consciousness, divinity, I don't know, whatever word you want to stick on it. But also with this light energy, what I've noticed is this other energy that kind of turns up as well, which is really hard to describe. And I tend to see it in different ways and experience it in different ways. So for example, if I've pulled a lot of stuff out of somebody's chakra, maybe their solar plexus or their third eye or their heart or something, I can then sense that this energy is kind of either near the area of their body, and I kind of see it like a smoke in my mind, and I'm kind of pushing that smoke into the same area I pulled a lot of stuff out. So it feels a bit like I'm kind of pushing in a kind of soft, gentle, kind of more love energy into what used to be there, instead of what was being taken out, basically. So that can happen. Or sometimes I can feel like maybe this light energy is coming through me and it's coming out of my hand, and then I'm just placing my hand in that area. So it can be like to do with a concentrated area that I'm working on. Or sometimes it can be like it surrounds me or somebody else, and it's like smoke. I see it like this kind of smoke kind of all the way around somebody like this. And then it's like I'm just pushing it into their body, like every cell of their body is receiving this energy. But this smoke-like energy really So one of my clients has spoken to me about this kind of Shiva energy, which can feels very much like a kind of masculine energy, which is strong but soft. So totally different to this other energy that sometimes turns up in my sessions, which is called Kali energy. And that's like fierce, feminine, motherly, but, you know, wants to kind of cut through everything. This is kind of like soft, grounded strength, masculine, soft, grounded strength, kind of like it feels like when it's surrounding you that it's like somehow a kind of grounded container or something like that. And I did see Shiva kind of turn up as well at one point, not physically in the room, but just in my mind, in the same way that I see the smoke. The smoke also turned into him at one point. And what I find as well, that not only am I just pushing this energy into people, it's also that sometimes I'm taking this energy and I'm putting it all the way around their body. But there's something in me that is also dancing with this energy. It's kind of soft, kind of sensual, kind of, yeah. It's really hard to describe, and maybe I sound totally crazy. But this is what is happening in my sessions. And it's just really incredible. Like, it is such a beautiful thing. So I was very familiar with this kind of fierce energy, you know, that was happening with me, where I wanted to kind of, and when it came out in sessions, it was very much about cutting through people's whatever needed to be cut out, or whatever needed to be dealt with in that moment. This Kali energy was very fierce and like was gonna whip through it. But this Shiva energy is like the total opposite. It's kind of soft, strong, grounded, and doesn't have the same wildness that the Kali energy has. And now that this Shiva energy is coming in, it feels like there's this balance happening between these two aspects. Like, one is untamed wildness, and the other one is kind of like grounded strength. So it seems like it's kind of like, I suppose, you know, what we call like masculine and feminine energies, that is now kind of seems to be balancing out in, I don't know, in my system, but also in other people. Not that I'm balancing out, and I mean that by, if there's something that needs to be dealt with in the session within somebody else, it seems like these two different energies are coming in at different times, depending on what it is that the person needs in that very specific moment, if that makes sense. So if you want to experience any of these energies and you want to come to a session, then I do sessions in London. I will leave a little link below. But also I'm going to be doing some online. I haven't quite set it up yet, but I will be very shortly. So I'll put the link below and you can check the link. Yeah, I'd love to see you.